The first thing I found out about this kid, man, was you got to, first principle, you got to show up. Like, for real. Principle number one, you can't win the game if you ain't in the game. And, man, my man not only showed up to the game, he showed up, he did what he had to do. Are you hearing what I'm saying? He showed up. That's principle number one. You got to show up. Listen to what I'm saying. E.T. told you, before when I was younger, what did I do? I took flight. I took flight every time it got hard. Every time it got difficult, I left. The phone would ring. I got a spirit of anxiety. And then I learned from my man, it's happened in my own personal life, man. At some point in life, you just got to stand up to the giants. At some point, you just got to show up. At some point, listen to me, you will never be successful if you don't show up. It was Woody Allen who said it like this. He said that 75%, that's right, 75% of life success just means showing up. That's 75% of success. You just show up. You just say, I'm accounted for. I'm present. I'm here, and I ain't going nowhere. No matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how challenging it is. So listen to me. Number two, and you better catch this. You got to believe in the dark. You got to believe when you can't see it. You got to believe in the dark what the Creator told you in the light. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And when things are bleak, when things are dark, when things seem like, hey, we're not going to make it happen. We're not going to be able to win. You got to believe in the dark what the Creator told you in the light. That's number one, man. Faith, man. Y'all hear me talk about it all the time. You hear me talking about faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You can't see it. You can't touch it. You don't know that it's real. It's only real in your mind. But in your mind, you feel it. With your imagination, you know it can happen. Impossible is nothing. Number one, show up. Stop running, man. Stop running. Stop quitting. Stop giving up. Stop giving in. Not only face the giant, man, go meet the doggone giant. You go get to the giant before the giant get to you. Number two, man, you got to believe. When you can't see it, you got to believe it. You got to call it when all the odds are against you. Are you hearing what I'm saying, man? You got to believe. The last one, the last principle, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. My last principle is this, man. Sometimes in life, you're going to have to just play through it. That's right. Cam Newton, no first downs. I mean, 3 and outs. Sometimes in life, man, if you're going to win, you're going to have to just learn to play through it. Play through the what? Play through the disappointments, because it's going to be some. Let me tell you something about life, bruh. Seriously, that if you're going to be successful in life, it's going to be a whole lot of failures between starting and success. It's going to be a whole lot of failure in between. And what you got to do is learn to play through, listen to me, the haters, play through it. Don't listen to it. You can't spend your time worrying about the failures. You can't spend your time worrying about the mistakes. Like, if you sit there worrying about the mistakes all day, guess what? You take away time. You take away energy from doing what you're supposed to do. If you listen to your haters, right, you paying attention to your haters. Like, while you giving them energy, you not going where you're supposed to be going. Yep, you're going to have to stay up late. You heard me say before, you're going to have to want it as bad as you want to breathe. You're going to have to give up some sleep. Yep, you might only get 3-4 hours. It's finals time. We're getting ready for final exam. Yep, you might have to give up some TV. Yep, you might have to give up some of the luxuries. Yep, the movies. Yep, you might have to give up some stuff because we're at the end of the year and you don't have a lot of time left. But, man, whatever you do, man, keep believing. For real, this your boy E.T., man. Keep believing. Play through it, because you'll never get to success without going through that stuff. All right, listen to me. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you. Next year, it's going to be a whole new ET, but I'm challenging you right now. I'm challenging you. Don't give up. Don't give in. All right? Whatever you do, if it's some stuff you want to quit, can you do me a favor? Don't quit until January 1st. Can you do that for me? Can you just hang in there until January 1st? Can you just run through the ribbon for me these last couple of weeks? Can you just run through the ribbon for me? School, don't give up yet. Don't go home yet. That job, don't quit that job just yet. Don't just, you only got a couple more weeks. Can you just run through it for me? Can you just run through the ribbon? And then once you get to the ribbon and we start a brand new year, we can start all over from scratch. We can start all over from fresh. But whatever you do for me as we end this year, man, I need you to believe, because faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Impossible is nothing. Matter of fact, I'm going to leave you with that quote, one of my favorite quotes, right? I'm going to leave that for you, all right? I'm going to leave that for you because I want you to read this thing. We're going to put a little music behind it for you, but I want you to read this thing, all right? Remember, man, you're not a victim, so stop talking like one, stop thinking like one, and stop acting like one. You're not a victim. You're a victor, and the only thing stands between your success, the only thing stands from you doing what you know you've been called to do. The only thing is you. Nobody can stop you. Listen to me. If God is for you, who could be against you? Can't nobody nobody stop you. You're the only person that can stop you. So stop talking like a victim. Stop thinking like a victim. Stop acting like a victim and walk into your destiny. Walk into your destiny, bruh. Listen to me, sis. Walk into it. Remember, bruh, for real, progress. There is no success, bruh. There is no progress, son. None whatsoever without going through a little struggle. You gotta go through the struggle, but after the struggle is the reward. After the struggle is the victory. Once again, man, it's a special edition. That's right, it's a special edition of Thank God It's Monday. Thank God it's Monday. I'll see you next Monday, man. And remember, man, listen to me, no matter how hard you fall, no matter how hard you fall, if you fall flat on your back, you can look up. And if you can look up, you can get up. It's your boy E.T. I'm out.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, and you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane, right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of worrying constantly. And if you don't love it, you're going to fail. So you got to love it. You got to have passion. And I think that's the high order bit. The second thing is you've got to be a really good talent scout, because no matter how smart you are, you need a team of great people, and you've got to figure out how to size people up fairly quickly, make decisions without knowing people too well, and hire them, and see how you do and refine your intuition, and be able to help build an organization that can eventually just build itself. Because you need great people around.
And whether it's new career life or new business life or new friendship life or new married life or new life of any kind, it has to come from the work. It comes from the labor. In fact, labor was so important. Here was the original formula for labor. If you have forgotten it, remind yourself. For your notes, 6 days of labor and what? 1 day of rest. Now, it's important not to get those numbers mixed up. Why is that? Here's why. Why not 5-2? I don't know. Maybe 5 and 2 would be okay. If God would have thought of 5 and 2, he might have made it 5 and 2. Right? You can't think of everything when you're putting one of these together. But maybe one of the reasons for 6-1, jot this down now. If you rest too long, the weeds take the garden. Not to think so is naive. As soon as you've planted, the busy bugs and the noxious weeds are out to take it. So you can't linger too long in the rest mode. You've got to go back to work. 6 days of work, then rest and spirituality and friendship and change of pace. And then go back over the last 6 days. What did I do? What did I miss? Who did I miss? What happened? So that I can invest those corrections in the next 6 days of higher productivity.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Beyond measure.
I'm gonna show you how great I am. Last night I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. I'm gonna show you how great I am. Only last week I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
This kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew.
I'm gonna show you how great I am. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. I'm gonna show you how great I am. All of you you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him. All of you, I know you got him. I know you got him picked, but the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame. Like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Because if you're willing to go through all the battling you gotta go through to get to where you want to get, who's got the right to stop you? I mean, maybe some of you guys got something you never finished, something you really want to do, something you never said to someone, something. And you're told no, even after you pay your dues. Who's got the right to tell you that? Who? Nobody. It's your right to listen to your gut. It ain't nobody's right to say no. After you earn the right to be where you want to be and do what you want to do. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same, as we are liberated from our own fear. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him. All of you, I know you got him. I know you got him picked, but the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
So to turn nothing into something, you start with ideas and imagination. Interesting. Ideas that become so powerful in your mind and your consciousness, they seem real to you even before they become tangible. Imagination that is so strong that you can actually see it. You can actually see it. When I built my first home for my family in Idaho all those years ago, before I started construction on this home, I used to take my friends and associates out to the vacant property and take them on a tour through the house. Is that possible? Is it possible to take someone on a tour through an imaginary house? And the answer is yes. I used to say, this is the 3-car garage, and the guy would look and say, yes, this garage will hold 3 cars, right? I mean, I could really make it real, make it live. I would take them on a tour through the house. Here's the fireplace, and this fireplace is brick on one side and it's stone on the other side. I could make it real. Here's the rest of the house. Here's the kitchen with this view window. And they would look out the window as I took them on this tour. One day I made this house so real, one of my friends bumped his elbow on the fireplace. I mean, it was that real. So imagination, we call it nothing simply because nothing in terms of being tangible. But it is so real, it's almost real. So the first step is to imagine the possibilities. Imagine the possibilities. One of the reasons for seminars and sermons and the lyrics from songs and testimonials of others is to give us an idea of the possibilities. To imagine the possibilities. Now here's the second step of turning nothing into something. And that is to believe that what you imagine is possible for you. To believe that what you imagine is possible for you. And we become supported by testimonials that say something like, if I can do it, you can do it. And we start believing that. First, we imagine what's possible. Second, we start to believe that what's possible is possible for us. We might also believe because of our own testimonial. Here's what our testimonial might say. If I did it once, what? I could do it again. If it happened for me before, it could very well happen again. So we believe not only the testimonials of others who say, if I can do it, you can do it. If I can change, you can change. If I can start with nothing, you can start with nothing. If I can turn it all around, you can turn it all around. Then we also have the support of our own testimonial. If we've accomplished something before, if we did it once, we can do it again. If we did it last year, we could do it this year. So those two things are very powerful. Now, they're not actual substance, although they're very close. One is to imagine the possibilities. Two is to imagine that what's possible is possible for you. Here's what we call that second step, faith to believe. In fact, one writer said this, faith is substance. An interesting word, that the powerful ability to believe in the possibilities that are possible for you. If you have faith to believe, that faith is substance. Substance meaning a piece of the real. Now, it's not the real, it's not the podium, but it is so powerful that it's so close to being real. So the writer said the faith is a piece of, the substance of, and then he called it evidence, substance and evidence. So it's difficult to call substance and evidence nothing. It is nothing in the sense that it can't be seen except with the inner eye. You can't get a hold of it because it isn't yet tangible. But it is possible to turn nothing, especially ideas and imagination. Now, if you believe that it's possible for you, that substance and evidence becomes so powerful that it now can be turned into reality. So the first step is to imagine what's possible. Second step, to believe that what's possible is possible for you. Now, here's the third step, and that is to go to work and make it real. You go to work and make it a podium. You go to work and make it a hotel. You go to work and make it an enterprise. You go to work and make it good health. You go to work and make it an association. You go to work and make it a good marriage. You now go to work and make it a movement. You make it tangible. You make it viable. You breathe life into it. And then you construct it. That is such a powerful ability for all of us as human beings. I just wanted to take the time to drop that in before I move on to so many other subjects. How to turn nothing into something. Now, here's the last part. It takes the disciplined activity to turn nothing into something finally. Faith without the activity serves no useful purpose. But faith invested into the activity creates reality. Once I understood that, I knew then it was possible to build a career. I knew it was possible to build good health. I knew it was possible to build a relationship. I knew I could participate in the constructing of valuable things, valuable enterprises, valuable things that would help and benefit other people. I knew I could be part of it, and I knew I could do it once I understood this formula. So here's the last part now. Appreciate now the disciplines that turns imagination into reality. Because without the disciplines, it doesn't work. The discipline is the last piece of the miracle process. The last piece of the miracle process is to do the work. To do the work of good health. To do the work of a relationship. To do the work of building this hotel.
Dear hard work, I used to hate you. When you called my name, I heard it but ran away from you. When I knew you were coming, I used to hide from you. When you influenced others to talk to me, I quickly made excuses to get away from you. Afraid of the pain because I didn't want to get hurt. Afraid to fail, so I didn't even try. and afraid of your name because of what you have done to others. Who do you think you are, making me so afraid of who you are? Reflection in the mirror, shadow behind me. I take one step and you're still ahead of me. Sweat on my face, tears in my eyes. I keep on going. I heard you tell no lies. You turn the poor to rich, F to A's. Is there anything that you can't do? Now look at me. You made me who I am today. And because of you, I have this never losing, never giving up attitude. Quitting? That's not in my vocabulary. When they quit, I keep going. When they sleep, I work harder. When they say that I can't and count me out, I show them that I can. When I tell them about my dreams and they laugh, I make sure I laugh last. I'm a dream chaser. That means I chase my dreams and no one else's. Only I can defeat me. It's me against this work you put on me. There's no losing. I will not lose. This far, and I'm not stopping now. Oh, hard work. My dad was right about you. You do pay off. And because of that, I love you. How can I not? I'm no longer hiding from you. I'm waiting for you. Matter of fact, where are you? I need you. Because in hard work, I trust.
Develop the habits. You've got the brain power, you've got the energy, but develop the habits of success.
So how do you start a business with no money under the worst conditions that your backer doesn't want to give you a dime? What do? Get ready for a lot of rejection, and at the same exact time, do the things others don't want to do. Do what's necessary, do what it takes, no matter what it is, and try not to hurt anybody along the way.
You know, I often say there should be 12 people at a table, right? And we're having a discussion about something. And something may turn up that could be an opportunity. Half the people don't recognize it's an opportunity. A lot of people are comfortable in what they're doing. They don't want change. People actually get into a zone where they're very comfortable. So they don't like the idea of risk.
I see people, they want to do one little house. Then I see people that want to do 10 houses, and I see people want to do thousands of houses. Now, this isn't a good time to be talking about houses, but the fact is, if you're going to think and if you're going to be doing something, do it big. In a certain way, it's better with the banks. In a certain way, it's better with buyers. You can make it more dramatic.
I've always thought that each person invented himself. For whatever reasons, through whatever circumstance, through whatever he has gone through, that we are each a figment of our own imagination.
From day one, I never tried to hide that I was the girl in my apartment with the red backpack. It's like, this is who I am, and I find that people end up rooting for you and opening more doors if you're really honest early on. Some people start businesses and try to come across that they're much bigger than they are because they feel like that's the only way they're going to be taken seriously. But if you know your product's great and you know why you made it, you don't have to apologize for being out of your home or your apartment or being small.
You know, to create a business, you've got to initially work day and night, weekends. It's really hard work.
I worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I cared. That's what I cared about. I cared about solving problems, being successful. Anytime an obstacle presented itself, I used it to my advantage and made it work. And I never heard the word no. If I heard the word no, it meant maybe. And then I made maybe yes.
In the end, luck plays a very important part in how successful you are, but the harder you work and the longer you work, the luckier you're going to be.
People need to understand that we cannot take a breath, that we have competitors who want to take the food off of our table. We have an economy in which there's 8% unemployment here, 9% unemployment in the US, and Starbucks Coffee Company is not something you have to have. It is a discretionary purchase. And so the mentality that you need in a business today, Starbucks or otherwise, to build sustainable success and enduring success is you have to eradicate the human behavior of relaxing, the human behavior of feeling like we have won. And what I have said in the last 2 years of Starbucks is there's no celebration, there's no victory lap. We haven't done squat.
I don't have the same opportunity as you do. Yeah, you do. You do. You have every bit the opportunity that I did. And so you can go out there and do it. Somebody said, well, what was your goal? Goal? Make money.
You have the power to just, you can sit down, you can code something, you can try it. It doesn't matter to you whether someone thinks it's a good idea or not, because you have the power to go put that online and, and see whether it resonates and connects with people. Stay focused on the stuff that you're providing to your users. You're going to make a ton of mistakes. It doesn't matter. You don't get judged by the mistakes. People don't remember those years from now. They remember the things that you did that were good.
There's always going to have to be an element of luck, but I think more important is putting yourself in a business that can be ubiquitous, that really doesn't have limits. Because otherwise, there's always going to be a grind to it. But if the business, if it can't be something that you can visualize every business using or every consumer using, it's going to be tough to scale to be big enough or to have the perceived value to get you to that billionaire club.
I grew up under a premise. Go in an industry that has a large profit margin. Don't go in one that's slim. Go in one that's large. Take what you've got. Your assets are your energy. Your assets are your willingness to just not be told no. The harder it is, the tougher it is, the bigger the challenge to get in, the bigger the opportunity behind. The opportunities behind are endless.
Now, Apple, fortunately, is one of the half a dozen best brands in the whole world. Right up there with Nike, Disney, Coke, Sony. It is one of the greats of the greats, not just in this country, but all around the globe. But even a great brand needs investment and caring.
If Alexander the Great could conquer the known world, why couldn't I start CNN? I thought it through really carefully, but I'd studied a lot more than most of my competitors. Most people haven't worked as hard as I have or studied as hard as I have, because when you look back in my life, most of my decisions, almost all of them, were brilliant.
What fear is stopping you in your tracks and burning the soles of your feet? What if conquering that fear, whatever it is that keeps you from being what the Creator intended for you, what if you could unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes to that?
Don't allow anyone, friend, family, acquaintance, teachers, whoever it is, don't allow anyone to tell you that what you are dreaming for yourself and your family is not possible. It is possible. Don't be one of those people 20 years from now are going to be walking around in a 9-to-5 job, miserable and angry and bitter.
To punish failure is yet another way to encourage mediocrity, because mediocrity is what fearful people will always settle for.
I like to see people. I think it's really important, even if it's 10 minutes. I hate all this new world of people aren't talking. So I like the idea of seeing people. I think you get a very different view when you look in somebody's eye. you know in a second whether it's right. I mean, I see these people, they're like 8 yards away at a desk and they're busy. I said, well, go and talk to them. Why are you emailing each other? Go have the conversation. What happened before email? People spoke. Hello, good morning, how are you?
Companies like Google are not getting rich on user-generated content. They're getting rich on the content of companies like Viacom, and we're not going to put up with that. We're not going to put up with people taking our product and not paying for it. They want our product, they can have it at the right price.
I'm going to put the vast majority of my energy, attention, and dollars into building a great product or service, and put a smaller amount into shouting about it, marketing it. Because I know if I build a great product or service, my customers will tell each other. You have to mix in some patience with that.
New companies generally shouldn't exist. Existing companies are usually pretty good at what they do. And so for a new company to exist, it not only has to come in, go into business and bring a product to market, but it has to bring a product to market that's so much better than what already exists that it punches through the sort of status quo.
How can you achieve your dreams? I'll tell you the secret, but nobody ever follows it. Just do things in life the way other people don't do that. Change the status quo, and then you'll succeed. I've said that 1,000 times, nobody listens.
If you do anything, you're going to get in trouble. If you don't do anything, you won't be in trouble, but you won't get anywhere either.
Before the packed out show, before the people knew your name, even before the secret to success. Do you have a heart? Do you have a stamina? Do you have a will to do it when the stadium is empty? When nobody knows your name? When no one will support your dream? When you have more fears and more tears than you do success? Will you push past the pain when your haters hate? Will you still be as hungry as you were the day you first dreamed? Will you work just as hard when the stage is empty and the seats are clear as you will when you first saw the dream?
Absolutely awesome, I'm buzzing being here. This guy rocks, man.
When they laugh at your dreams and tell you they will never happen, will you be man or woman enough to believe that there is no need for a cosigner? As long as you believe, will you push past the pain, past the hurt? When the stadium is empty, can you will yourself to succeed?
Now look, man, for real, this is the last one. Last one on the W, the O, the R, the K. Now the reason why I'm telling you this, guys, listen to me. I'm starting this series off, season 7, with work, because it is the one thing that has separated your boy. Listen to me. It's separated your boy, not from other people. I'm not just talking about my competition right now. This thing separated me from being average, good, to taking me to great, all right? Work. So I got something special for you, but before I go there, I got to ask you this question. Like, are you serious? Like, for real, are you serious? You got to ask yourself this question before you go to your boss looking for a promotion, before you go looking for a raise. Have you earned it? Have you earned the right to start on the team? Like, I'm looking at some of y'all, for real, you should be grateful you on the team at all. Starting, coming off the bench, like, you should be warming the bench. Why? You've not earned it, flat out. You've not earned it. So, all right, before I go there, number one, you've not outworked your competitor, right? You've not outworked them. You've not outgrind them. You've not outthought them, right? You've not outdone them. So you talking about going to the next level. Your competitor, like the guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You talking about starting. You talking about going to the league. You talking about going to the Premier League. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. And so you talking about going to the next level. So y'all got to do me a huge favor. So this is the last one. I want you to work while you're working. Are you hearing me? So what do you mean, E.T.? Yeah, you play ball. You bragging. Coach gave us 5 hours. We were in practice for 5 hours, but you only work 4 to 5. Are you kidding me? You only work 4 to 5. You talking about I've studied all night. I did an all-nighter. I put in 8 hours studying, but you only put in 6 of the 8. You was on Twitter. You was on Facebook. You was on your phone. You weren't concentrating. You out there on the hardwood. You on the grind. Listen to me. You out there. Coach told you to do X, Y, and Z. You daydreaming about your girlfriend. You and your homeboy talking like you're not locked in. You're not focused. You're not concentrating. You are not all in. Are you hearing me? Yes, your body's there. You're present. You're in the library. You're on the hardwood. You're on the football field. Yes, you're playing. You're on the soccer field. Yes, you're at work, but you're at work on Facebook. You at work on Twitter. You asking for a promotion. You asking for a raise. Listen to me, but you're not all in. And I need you to do me a huge favor. This is the last one. When I talk about work, if you get this and you get this in your spirit, if you do what I'm telling you to do, you're going to go to the next level. So 3 things, all right? 3 things. Number 1, when you work, time on task. Are you hearing me? When you at work, you trying to get a promotion, you getting paid for 8 hours, you only working for 4. Like for real, you only working 4 hours, but yet you asking to get paid for 8. So I need you off Facebook. I need you off Twitter. I need you to throw away the Bluetooth. Like you on your phone. I can't tell you how many times I've been in the airport. I've been to restaurants. I've been in places of business and people they can't even work with ET. They can't even help me. I'm in there trying to buy something. They can't because you on your phone. All right. Number 2, effort. Come on. Come on. Some of you out on the court. Some of you playing football. I don't know. You at your job. You're not giving 120%. Be real with me. Be real. Be honest with yourself. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day, every play? Look, you're like a college class. I can only count on you Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday. Like you might come to work pumped on Monday. By Wednesday, you calling it hump day, and you ready to quit. You ready to give up. You ready. Listen to me. Don't ask for a raise. Don't ask to start. Don't ask to go to the league until you give 120%. And until you can give all your energy, all your effort, all your passion, all your drive. I told him, who gonna win the Super Bowl? I was like, look, on paper, San Fran, but I'm going with whoever Ray Lewis played for. Why? Because every single game, every single play, every single down, my man bring passion. He bring heart. And sometimes in life, there are things that you can't get, levels you can't get to without heart. So effort. Put forth the effort. Don't just work hard in the first quarter, the second quarter, third quarter. Give me something in the fourth quarter. You heard me. Fourth quarter living. So I'm going to say it again. Number 1, time on task will take you to a whole level. Because some folks working for 4, but they're only putting in 2 hours. Some people studying for 8, but they're only really studying for 6. They eating pizza, right? They daydreaming, right? They sleep. Time on task. Number 2, effort. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing for you. Are you hearing me? And my final one is the attitude, baby. My final one is what's your attitude? Like for real, for real. Some of you going to work and you got that I got to, not I get to attitude. And I'm telling you, attitude is everything. Attitude is everything. So do me a favor. Time on task, baby. Effort. Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. And then give me the right attitude. Let me know you love it. Let me know, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Let me know you loving it, baby. Because when somebody sees that your passion is there, your heart is in it, that you loving it, it takes it to a whole other level, all right? Once again, man, it's your boy E.T. Look, I ain't telling you what I read. I'm telling you what I experienced. And I went from being average to good to great because not only do I work, but now I work while I'm at work. And some of you are at work, you're physically there, but your mind is on the other side of town. So do me a huge favor, literally work while you're at work. And I guarantee if you do that, man, there's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing you can't have, nothing you can't do. But remember, if it was easy to work while you were at work, everybody would do it, all right? It ain't easy, it ain't, but it's simple. So remember, man, forget about your past. I don't care what happened last week, forget about your past. And make the rest of your life the best of your life. It's your boy E.T. saying, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, there's absolutely nothing, no limit. Nothing can stop you. So never settle. And I'll see you next week. It's your